Okay, so one of the things that people tend to really struggle with is consistency in writing. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you what I've done in the past. So I have written 4 books and I'm going to share with you what I've done in the past to try and get those completed. And my schedule has actually changed, and when I write actually changes based on the circumstances in life. So when I was younger, I had little kids at home and I would write from about 3:30 in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning to about 7:30 before I had to go to work. That was the best time for me to write. And I would just go to bed when my kids went to bed, which sometimes was like 8 o'clock, 8:30 at the latest. At the earliest, I'd go to bed at like 7:30 in order to get up at 3:30, and sometimes I would get up at 3, just kind of whenever my internal clock just woke me up, and I would spend that time from between 3 to 4 whenever I woke up to 7:30 before I had to get ready to leave for work. And I would just spend all that time writing. And the first book I wrote, I did that and it took me probably about 6 months. And that was the schedule that I kept. I am so glad I don't have to do that anymore. I despised getting up, but it was something I had to get done. So I finished the book, and then I no longer do that, and I hope to never have to do that again. The second book was a little bit different. I stayed up super late. I guess super late for me, considering the fact that I was going to bed at between 8 and 8:30. I would go to bed around 1 o'clock in the morning, and I would write from about 9 to 1 or 10 to 1. And I did that for probably 3-ish months to finish that second book. And then I just really struggled with that also because I needed to be able to get up in the morning and take my kids to school, and then you have to go to work. And I really struggled with that because then I was getting really tired because I wasn't getting enough sleep. And so for the third book, my writing schedule was about 9 in the morning to about 11 in the morning, and then I would write again from like probably 10 to midnight and sometimes a little later. And this was actually probably the most productive I was able to be. I could finish between 1,500 and 2,500 words a day, sometimes a little more if I was really on top of it. And that really doesn't sound like a lot, and I actually think I should be able to write more. It's about 500 to 800 words an hour is what I can finish. Usually it's about 500 words an hour, and I see online people write way more and they're a lot faster, a lot more efficient, but this is what works for me. I just keep showing up and the books get done. So the current book that I'm working on, I actually modified that just a little bit. It's not too much different. So I write from about 9 to 11 or 12, kind of like I did before, and then I write again from like 9 to 11, and I try to go to bed. I don't stay up past midnight or 1 o'clock anymore to write. I just don't see the need to. When you're writing early on, I feel like you need to get it done, and I just know that the consistency, if I just keep showing up and just keep writing 2,000, 2,500 words a day, that it's going to get done. And usually they get done pretty fast. So a 120,000 word book I can finish in about 4 months. So just keep going and keep on moving forward. And I guess that my schedule probably will change again in the future. And I would say that if you're young, just fit whatever you can into your schedule. And if you're older, you can kind of play with that. And I would say write whenever you feel you are going to be the most productive. So with that, if you want to know how much it costs to actually self-publish a book, then you can go ahead and check out this video right here.